There is no thing called mind. Part 4. We have a song called Buddothpado AryanWahanse. If we understand and see clearly this pointing, that will be a great accomplishment. Lord Buddha says one can shoot an arrow to split a hair of a horse to 1,000 parts. But seeing this truth is almost to 1,000 parts. But seeing this truth is almost impossible. Knowing this truth is not easy. If one trusts this experientially, it is protection, become a living truth. Lord Buddha has given many similars to show how difficult it is to grasp this truth by ordinary human mind. One can see a rainbow in an early morning dewdrop on a grass blade only if one sees it at an exact required angle and position only. In a similar way, we will grasp this truth only if we analyze and understand the truth in an appropriate viewpoint and understanding. In other words, we must have correct viewpoint, correct attitude, right level of spiritual maturity and discernment. Then only one will have a chance to recognize this truth. You will not get the supreme truth through your own fancies and viewpoint. It has to be seen through the direction the teacher is pointing to. It is very rare to hear the supreme truth. This supreme truth is profound and unfathomable. How can we recognize this truth by a mind that deals with duality, limitation, fixation, boundaries and concepts? This is a very subtle matter. We have to be careful. The recognition should not be limited to intellectual knowledge. It has to be a living truth to oneself. Until such time it has become the experiential knowing. One has to move along this path vigilantly in all day-to-day activities, inquiring and seeing one's own thought formation, its arising and ceasing, how those thoughts construct, delude us, how influence of thoughts are reducing, and how freedom from thoughts is progressing. Ultimately, seeker will be convenienced by his own experience that there is no such thing called mind. This is pratyaksha jnana. Until such time, one will have no freedom from samsara. This is a very subtle point. Someday you will understand how important this explanation for a seeker. We have given a series of similar talks, provisions. This is the supreme truth, for this way of observance is required. At first you get this as an intellectual knowledge. Then you have to see how the objects of mind come into seeming existence and disappear, and so on. To this end, we have given a large number of talks explaining the process, how one gains the experiential knowledge. Knowing depends on each one's nature and spiritual understanding. That is why each gets different karma, tanha. Through this practice, seeker will be able to get experiential knowledge through a similar Lord Buddha explained that in order to cross river, there are no ready-made boats. Each has to make their own boat. This means depending on our own past experiences. tendencies, vasanas, habits, etc. We have to have our own path to suit to our own nature. We have to get rid of our past vasanas, habits, etc. by our own effects. These are the independent to spiritual progress, depending on your job. Spiritual understanding, habits, beliefs, age, social responsibilities, etc. You have to have your own method of practice, kama tanha, to see arising and ceasing thoughts from formation. This is the boat here. One has to see vigilantly each moment how the thoughts come into existence and disappear. This is Tattva Tattva Vipassati. Buddha said that you have to do Yoniso Manasikara vigilantly. There is no universal method for everyone. You have to sail across the river by using your own boat. Through this seeing and investigation, there comes a stage that you will have to drop all your past knowledge, concepts and theories that you studied and accumulated. That is, you have to let go all. If not, you will not be able to grasp the truth. The so-called mind is merely your knowledge. The sense of living me is your past data, accurate knowledge only. The moment you let go all, then and there are no mind. When you are in that boat, a time comes that you can neither jump up and down, achievably, nor not sailing. Otherwise, you will be drawn. This is the non-doing state that Ogatarana Sutra explains. To attain this non-doing state, one has to come to Paccaya Pariggjana. At that state, all Indriya Dharma becomes Baladharma. We have been doing detailed explanation on this. Saddha, Sati, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Prajna. Animated Samadhi, Animitta Samadhi, Prajna. All have been explained previously. For the one who is dwelled by external world, for the one who believes Rupa, there is no path to salvation, no path to Nibbana. He does not become a bhikkhu of this sasana. What Lord Buddha showed as Ekayana Maggo Ayam Bhikkave is that the so-called state that free from dualities, free from rupa, free from non-existent, existent objects, free from esteem ends, free from ajjata bahidda ante, free from cessation, boundaries, etc. This is the way it can be explained by words. If this is to be explained to the one free from the burden of knowledge, like Sunita or Sopaka, this is how it is explained. Though thought comes to mind that but seeming objects do not exist outside, but those appear in your mind only. We live in a fabricated world made of mental concepts and imaginations, and it is not a world existing outside. We are merely in an imagined world of names and forms. This is not the reality. The seeming world does not exist outside in reality. That means there is no reality outside of you. There are no things in thoughts. Thoughts are also not real that appear and disappear. With this insight, one is free from duality, external and internal, and nama ante, rupa ante, external and rupa ante, internal and nama ante. The thought aramuna does not belong to external or outer end, rupante, or to the inner end, namante. The thought aramuna itself cannot climb a place for its seeming existence. The thought itself loses its place of existence of rather its own existence. Now a sound is heard. That sound is not a thing, just hearing only. No concepts. Characterization by its own. Take sound of the wind. We have named it as sound of wind. Take the sound of a crow, sound from a tree. We name all of these without a name and form. It's just hearing only. Just hearing when we have this insight. That is the unreality of name and form. Name, nama, rupa. All concepts and characterizations fall apart. This means one sees clearly the unreality of so-called external objects. We need to see the thoughts itself are also not real. There are no concepts in them also. Then sound is merely a sound without name attached to it. Sound is only a sound itself. There are no infinite thoughts attached to sound. This is where no mind is. We have discussed here on the sound. Let's take a color. A book is seen by you. There is no such thing called book outside. The seeming existence of the book is merely a memory of past data in your mind which imagine the concepts and characterizations. These concepts and names are created by us and merely thoughts, contracts only. And in reality, those are non-existent. Can you find a book in the mind? Can you find a book outside of you? This is merely a feeling only. See here clearly the point in that there is no one to see and nothing to be seen. Just seeing is happening. If there is a thing, there is somebody to see it, and vice versa. In reality, there is nobody to see, it's just seen only. The book becomes oneself. Nothing exists apart from oneself. It is a horse, I am the horse. It is a house, I am the house. There is no separate me and the book, or separate me and the house. If there is separation, that is the illusion, Maya. Thought this deep understanding, you will not find an body of individual self, just a happening only. Everywhere just happening without an owner. You do not find any individual doing thoughts, doing those. You need to practice rigorously, regularly. Also, you need to be practical. Literally, you have to check your thought formations and be free from those. You need to see the truth at each instant when thoughts arise. Nothing else you need to do, just see the underlying truth. At the beginning, you need to have courage and determination to see the truth behind arising thoughts. Later on, it should become natural to you. Indriya dharma have become bala dharma. Then only you reach sati dhamma vijaya, sati samadhi upekha, etc., etc. That is sapta bojjhanga. In reality, this animitta samadhi is the animitta apranita sunyata cheto vimuktiya. That is sunyata. In this state, sunyata, the individuality, the sense of personhood gradually diminishes, and it is known by jnana. The feeling that I exist is not a thought. The thirst of felt is not a thought. It is felt, experienced by your awareness, sati or jnana. That is why no one can explain this. This is jnana. Jnana or fear are not thoughts. I see a color called red. This is the thought. What knows the appearance and disappearance of this thought is by jnana. How do you know a thought appears and disappears? How do you know another thought appears and disappears? It is not a thought seen by another thought. It's a kind of knowing transcending thought. This is beyond thought. This is called jnana or awareness. One needs to awaken these jnanas, dasa jnana, to transcend thoughts. This is what we call awakening Dhamma Chakkuse. This is seen by Abhinya. The Dharmata that sees the truth reality of mind is Abhidhamma. The Abhidhamma is not another Pitakas. Conventionally, it has been named as Pitakas. The content of Pitakas to be seen experientially. This is called the Dharmata is seen by Abhinya. When you hear these deep insights and recognize the truth, all of your conventional beliefs and concepts will fell apart. All our thought constructs, sun, moon, whatever you talk about, are mere thoughts. In many sutras, Lord Buddha says, whatever I discuss on the phenomenal world is not true for the spiritual realm. And vice versa. This is because the phenomenal world is made up merely on the concepts and beliefs, and all of those will fall apart in the spiritual realm. In the spiritual realm, Nama and Rupa has no validity. Vijnana Anidassanam Anantam. Vijnana Anidassanam, nothing ever happens. There are several sutras discussing various I expect paraya of non-existent mind, etc. For example, Kevata Sutra, Dhamma Nimantanika Sutra, Pratama Nibbana Sutra. In the spiritual path, what is important is to be practical. We have to be free internally. In the spiritual path, a sensor seeker will see himself the progression of his own inner peace, diminution, pleasure. When you do walking meditation, you will see there is no such thing called each earth, leg, walking. There is no honor for sensation. Then you will feel like walking in a trance. There are many things that we cannot expose to public because the society is not mature enough to digest those. We have more reasons not to bring out those for now. If people hear those they cannot handle and can become frantic. We wish if we could talk about all. If we really talk about the absolute truth, whole phenomenal world becomes false or Maya. The Siddhis, Irdi, Pratihare, etc. within the phenomenal world are not the truth. There are Satya Irdis. We can show those. We can show Satya Abhinya as well. It is a completely different view, point and experience when one recognizes the truth compared to phenomenal thinking. You must recognize this truth. It is very peaceful and pure. Still we see that our society as a whole is not ready to hear such truth. If we fully uncover all worldly people, normal householders may misinterpret that we are trying to harm their. We have no intention whatsoever to harm anywhere. We have no intention to hurt anyone. We are trying to bring out the truth to many as possible. When we try to uncover the truth, that itself could hurt some because they have not accepted this truth yet or not ready to do so. The truth will free out some. At the same time, it calls hurt ignorant. However, we cannot stop telling the truth. We must speak this for sincere seekers. Because of your wrong mistake will point your will become frantic. It is nothing to do with the truth but your fault. Inability to digest it. Do not think that we are telling those to harm you. We do not have any personal issues. We are compassionate to everyone. That is why we say every time it is because of your wrong view you reject the truth. We are not telling anything against anyone. We want only to bring out this truth to all. There is no such thing called mind. We will further explain the same topic in another talk. This will be another important talk for you. Therefore,